How to make 16k in 1 hour. Hi there, I'm Golden Routes, and today we'll be taking a look at how to make 16k in 1 hour. Some of you may already know a little bit about this farm, but not to the fullest extent. So, I had made this route probably I guess a year ago, and basically the idea behind it was to get a bunch of rep items. These rep items were selling fairly well at the time, and they're only selling even better now. So they're really easy to get, and with that being said, you can only imagine the price they're selling for. It must be a pretty low price if they're selling pretty fast. But the thing about these are they sell fast, they sell for a lot, and they're easy to get. So let's go ahead and take a look at what items exactly we will be farming, and then we'll take a look at the route and all of that. So the items that we are looking for are the Dreadfang Venom Sacks. They're selling for about 126 gold per unit, which really isn't bad. Again, they're really easy to get. I got these in a half hour. And if we hit shift, that's 4.2k, almost 4.3k in just a half hour. And then we got the Damp Scale Basilisk guy, which they're not selling for nearly as much as the Dreadfang Venom Sacks, but they're still selling for a good amount of gold. That's about 1k. And then another item that we're looking for is the Arakua Feathers. These are only selling for 11 gold per unit, but that's just because they're super easy to get. Like, you can get up to 3 per mob if I am correct. And once you kill the Arakua, they're just very abundant. So 11 gold's a fair price, but that's only 300 gold. If you add all of that up together, it was what, like about 5k, and that's just in rep items. That's not anything else that we've been picking up or anything like that. So I'd highly recommend that you come here with not mining, but skinning and herbalism. I feel like if you were a skinner and herbalist, you'd make a lot more gold than you would if you were to come here with mining and herbalism, or mining and skinning. So I'd highly prefer that anybody that runs this to run with the skinning and herbalism, just because once you get to the basilisks, you have a chance of getting fell scales, which fell scales are selling for a decent amount of gold at the moment. And I think you have a chance of getting like the crystal infused leather as well, and possibly some other kind of leather that I can't think of off the top of my head. I think it's fell hide or something like that. So you have a chance of getting 3 different leathers outside of the not hide leather that sells for a decent amount of gold. If you do choose skinning, then I would highly recommend that you turn your not hide leather into heavy not hide leather if you have a leather worker. But if not, then that's okay as well, as you can just throw it on the auction house raw. Another thing to note is you'll be picking up herbs if you're an herbalist as well. So once we get to that part of the route, I'll show you guys exactly what to do from there. If you don't have herbalism, then I still highly recommend that you kill these mobs, because they have a chance of dropping the Note of Life. The idea behind this route was to maximize the amount of gold you can make basically from just running the route. It first started off as just killing the spiders for the Dreadfang Venom Sacks, and then it turned into much more. For the most part, once you get to this area here, you'll want to kill all of the treants, as they do have a chance of dropping the Mote of Life, which the Mote of Life can go for a decent amount of gold. I think it's around 10 gold per unit. one thing I will definitely note is you will need to be careful with this ledge right here, as it can be fairly dangerous and you could go flying off of it. So just be wary of that. Don't be afraid to backtrack on this route. I know there's a lot to it. So if you have to backtrack, then backtrack. It's not necessarily that big of a deal. I think it's better to backtrack on this route than anything else, because if you skip a spider or something, you have a chance of skipping a Dreadfang Venom Sac, which we don't want. There are a couple of dry areas as well, and what I mean by that is you won't be doing anything in them. I think there's just 2 of them though. But if you want to kill all of these mobs down here, then feel free to. If you are a skinner, then I'd recommend skinning these, as well as you might have a chance of getting the cleft hoof leather. I could be wrong on that, but I can do the research on that later. Anyways, there are a couple of different spots to where you want to, or where you get the basilisk guys, the venom sacs, and the Arakoa feathers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the route, so that way you are a little bit more prepared for where to stop and where to start killing stuff and what you'll be killing during that part of the route. So the spiders will spawn right along this ledge right here. They'll spawn in this little area over here, and then they'll also spawn in this area right here. The Arakoa spawns are right here. Oops, here's another spawn. Then here's another spawn, and the last one. So there's that, and then the basilisks, they'll spawn up along here, and you can even have a chance of finding some of the purple ones that spawn up along this ledge right here. So hopefully this helps you guys. We can take a look at my loot appraiser really quick. I'm at 9k and at 35 gold, or 35 minutes farmed. A lot of that is through the Dreadfang Venom Sac, and one of the biggest things I can stress enough is these sell fast. I have another friend, or another YouTuber friend, that was out farming these. I told him to make a guide on it, but he isn't quite there yet. I think he was just going to go over the Dreadfang Venom Sacs and maybe the basilisk eyes. I don't know about the Arakoa feathers, but check out his channel, by the way, guys. It's Edver's Corner. But yeah, he said that he was selling them faster than he can even put them up. So take that with a grain of salt, because by the time you start to farm them and stuff like that, they may not necessarily sell. So just be cautious of that. You know, it's a supply and demand thing. They could be high demand right now, or maybe even low demand right now. So it's just hard to tell. But that's all for now. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.